Bright Star Awards and music programs and drama and sports out the wazoo. I want awesome teachers. I want opportunities for my kids that they wouldn't otherwise have. I heard GSA funds are a pittance compared to what they were and where we in Mokena have been hit hardest. Mokena has suffered an approximate $2 million decrease between 2007 and 2009. Ladies and gentlemen, the state is not walking away from us, they are running. Neither side of the aisle wants our houses to be worth 70% of what we paid for them. You know, that house you spend all your time in, fixing up, cleaning, adding to, enough so sometimes you feel like you should maybe have every other check direct deposited to Home Depot? Yeah, that house. Someone just sent me an article from the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis Review from May and June of 2010. And not to put you to sleep, but it did an excellent job, very good job, outlining the ways that schools affect property value. In short, they concluded that the price premium on houses remains substantially large, especially for houses associated with very high quality schools. This is true even in our most conservative estimates. I found from the National Association of Realtors, who simply say this: of all of these schools, is easily one of the most influential. It's been said before, but it needs to be said again. This school district has not asked for an operating rate referendum since 1976. All Lake and Way area schools have passed at least one operating rate referendum in the last 10 years alone. The tax rate is the lowest in the Lake and Way area even after the referendum passes. We'll still have a tax rate 23% lower than our next district. You can see how a district has survived for over 30 years without a referendum of this nature to be accused of fiscal mismanagement. Yes, some missteps were taken. We've all made mistakes, but none were the type to cripple us in the fashion that the state has in the past few years by utilizing antiquated data and formulas to justify their aberrant actions and not consistently fulfilling their financial obligations to our district and our town. It shows the rankings of all districts from the surrounding Chicagoland counties by operating expense per pupil. The highest cost per pupil in this area is $23,449. For Lake County Roundout School 72. Cost per pupil is $6,512 for Will County Taft School District 90. Mokena School District cost per pupil, only $900 more than that. $900 above the bottom, that's where we stand. Who are 3 other schools out of the 200 I just mentioned that are lower than Mokena? Who's above us, might you ask? Posen, Antioch, Cicero. Our government is not going to help us. We must stand together as a strong community that we are and do what's right. Our kids are worth it, and I challenge you to make our town a masterpiece. I challenge you to join the ranks of the people who live what they preach and walk the walk. Get out and vote. And when you vote, vote yes on April 5th. Thank you.
It's really been amazing how these opportunities and all the things that are provided for us by all 3 schools can affect one person. And if they were taken away, it'd be a sad thing for the children to just not have anything to grow on.
And in the past couple of years, with the referendum failing and the funding gone and people not standing behind the schools, really throws that into question. I want Mokena to be a place I can live in the future and have faith that my kids are going to get a good education, have faith that this is somewhere I want to teach, and have faith that this is somewhere I'm proud of. Very important to pass this referendum, to pass it now so we don't have to go without for longer than we should have to. And that's why we should all vote yes on April 5th for the referendum, and that's all we've got to say. Thank you.
We had to make some major decisions. My husband left a well-paying job. He took a substantial pay cut. We left a beautiful home, financial comfort, and made our way to Mokena since Mokena offered what we were so desperate to find, an amazing school district. My biggest regret being a child was not staying in Mokena. I was always frustrated with my parents for moving away, and I always wanted to come back. Now here we are, and where is my son? His education has begun in an increasingly hostile, disjointed community. Disjointed due to a gross lack of revenue by the state of Illinois, hostile due to the adults arguing about best practices. Does this argument have to happen? Yes, it does. But it does not need to happen at the sacrifice of my children's education. Let us stop the arguing. Let us, as adults, put aside our differences of opinions and recognize the facts for what they are. The state of Illinois has cut our funding by nearly $3 million. This is a fact. We are all disheartened by this number. We squabble about sacrifice and cuts. But here's my argument. If we keep cutting, what do we have? There's nothing left but mediocre. Here's where I stand. I will never believe that good enough is good enough for my children or your children. I didn't bring them into this world to provide them with good enough, especially in regard to their education. I left good enough to make my way to excellence. Okay, now excellent is becoming of every generation that the next one improves upon the previous. I certainly hope my children are smarter than me. I want them to be more talented than me. I want them to have every opportunity to grow into the amazing people that each and every one of us believes our children can be. But how can they be if the community fails them by turning their back on the schools, thus forcing schools to cut countless programs and teachers, increasing class sizes, and limiting opportunity? School and community are synonymous. Once a school begins to decline, the community is not far behind. So let us stop the bloodshed in our school district. Let us as the adults pass this referendum and continue our squabbles after our kids' educational prospects have been secured. So when it comes to our community and our school, please don't hesitate on April 5th to vote yes. Thank you.